Okay.
All right, cool. We're all going.
All right.
And let's go ahead and clap.
What? Count it down.
Yeah, you have to count it down, dude.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, now. Fuck. Okay. Okay. Whenever I say 1, okay?
Okay.
3,
All right.
2, 1.
All right. That was good. No, that was Discord delay. That was Discord delay.
Okay.
We gotta leave that in. That's an incredible intro.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Get that frog out of your throat, man.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Alright. Shut the fuck up, okay. Hello everybody, welcome to I fucking hate you. Hello everybody, welcome to 3 a.m. on a school night. This is episode 1, the big beginnings. Today I'm joined by my fellow co-hosts. Go ahead and, in order, go ahead and name yourselves off.
What order?
I'm Zach, so I'm number 1, obviously.
I'm Zach. I'm Roy or Proto Peep. If you know me off of my YouTube channel, I am number
Zach,
2.
He's Zach. He's Zach too.
It's Zach. It's fucking Zach.
It's fucking Zach. All right. So today on our big board of topics, we're gonna be talking about Dragon Ball.
You okay, man?
I had to sound like a sweaty.
That's
Because
fair.
we are.
Shut the fuck
We just
up.
gotta appeal to the Dragon Ball fans
We
who are
are.
just sweating just 1 minute after turning on this podcast.
Oh, can we
We
talk
are
about how
appealing.
good Dragon Ball Super is?
Ooh, let's talk
That's
about
what
how
you're
awful that show is.
Yeah, that's where you're absolutely fucking wrong, Zach. Sorry.
Sorry, you just don't understand quality content.
The intellectual superiority of Jiren compared to any character from Dragon Ball Z.
Look, he has a
Bro,
very
I'm just
compelling
saying-
backstory that nobody remembers.
Of course I remember
why?
it. It was just Naruto.
Bro. My loved ones died. I'm angry.
Wait, is that
Remember
Naruto
when
or is that
Vegeta-
Jiren?
Bruh.
Remember when Vegeta and Goku had like their entire planet destroyed? Remember when Android 17 and 18 had their youth ripped from them as Dr. Gero put like a chainsaw inside of them and turned them into robots? But yeah, Jiren's story is really sad. That really
Yeah,
tore me up
remember when he
inside.
was just from another universe?
He was born with eyes bigger than his goddamn head.
That's a bro moment.
What a fucking manlet.
Dude, I fucking hate it. If we're on the topic of Dragon Ball Super, let's talk about the most unutilized Dragon Ball Super character hit.
Oof.
Oh.
Now, let's start off with the big thing. Dragon Ball Super characters all have shitty designs.
All of them?
I don't know
believe
about that.
Almost every single one of them. The only one I'd even give credit to is like Zamasu.
Beerus?
Okay, Zamasu looks like shit, but Goku Black looks good. Beerus looks
No.
great.
Goku Black is just Goku in a black gi and edgy as fuck.
Here
And
we go.
it's cool. It works.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
It definitely works. He pulls it off. You know Goku Black looks cool. You
Well,
can't tell me
That's the
Goku Black doesn't
15-year-old
look
in
cool.
you.
Yep. It's a
Yeah,
15-year-old
that's
coming
like
out.
it's like saying Shadow the Hedgehog doesn't look cool. Everybody thinks Shadow the
Okay,
Hedgehog
calm
looks
down there, buddy. Totally different things. Totally.
I can't believe you just compared Shadow the Hedgehog to Goku Black.
Is that not like a reasonable comparison? I fucking hate Shadow, by the way. I'm totally kidding about that, but I feel like that is a reasonable comparison.
I believe in my heart, till the day I die, that Dragon Ball Super just got really lazy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Big
Actually...
evil goat man.
Oh, if we're going that far. Well, I mean, I've been watching it over recently, the dub, and early on it's actually enjoyable, and I'm like, wow, where did this go wrong? And then as soon as Beerus shows up to fight Goku and the animations turn to dog shit,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is where it started to go wrong.
It's also more bearable in the dub, I think, because the dub is just funnier than the sub. I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like the guys there know when to take it seriously and when it's okay to slide in some funny jokes in there. Like,
That's true.
I think they're really good at it.
You know, you also have to wonder how far they thought they could get away with actually adding the line. Don't shoot. This man isn't black. I want to know what was going through the writers' heads when they wrote that. I really
That had
want
to be intentional, right? Like, there's no fucking way that slid over everybody's head. Like, I just refuse to believe. They were so careful throughout that entire arc to be careful. Because there's a line in the sub where Krillin's like, that black guy's ki is really strong. And they changed all of those lines except for don't shoot. This man isn't black. That's not a coincidence.
They're sending a
knew what they were
message.
fucking doing. They're sending a This really says a lot about the society in which we live in.
That's a yikes for me, dog.
So,
And now we change the subject because I really don't want to get backlash from this. Yeah.
Probably cut that if we wanted to.
cut this dick.
Editor, go ahead and cut this.
Yeah, editor that you're totally paying and it's not just you.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Fuck! I don't even make money from this. Yeah. So we can go back to the hidden gem of Dragon Ball Z. You know, the very indie anime that nobody knows anything about.
Dragon Ball Z is a more complicated subject, I feel like, because I think it's a really, really fucking good show until the Cell Saga hits, and then it just becomes awful when Boo hits.
Wait. You said until the Cell Saga. So are you with me, and are you a stan who hates Cell?
I don't hate it, but I do think it is significantly worse than everything that came before it.
Okay. So we stand. I have followed the theory that Dragon Ball Z was a great show, but I also still think it's one of those things where the arcs are also in the list of how good it is. Like, I believe the Saiyan Saga is the best, then the Namek Saga, then the Cell Saga, and then the Buu Saga.
I would put the Namek Saga above Saiyan Saga, but ultimately I agree.
See, and that's the discussion I get into a lot, but I there was, like I said, it just felt like you got more usefulness out of more characters in
Right.
the Saiyan Saga
I would agree
than
with that.
in the Namek Saga, where you start to notice that the cast is diminishing.
Right. The Saiyan Saga has this vibe to it that I feel like the show never really replicates. Like, it's more brutal, I guess I would say. Like Nappa literally punches off Tien's arm. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, I feel like the show never gets that violent ever again.
No, it really doesn't.
Well,
You got any input there?
I think the cool thing about the Saiyan Saga is that early on, I mean, you're just coming out of like OG Dragon Ball, and all of a sudden these assholes show up that are it's just like an easy clap, just beating Goku and Piccolo's ass, and so that's like
Yeah.
an oh shit moment. Whereas in the other sagas, it's just like, oh, this new character is gonna be strong as hell. Okay, whatever.
Right. Nobody can do anything, It was before, like, the cliche kind of stepped in.
Right.
And also, I think this did it best with the other characters. Like, watching Piccolo, Krillin, and Gohan strategize to take down Nappa is really fun to watch. I always enjoy watching that. And then Vegeta's just sitting there, and he's, like, an even bigger deal, so
Right.
that's just crazy.
So you have that constant tension there.
Right. Yeah, that's really cool. The way they built up Vegeta was pretty much flawless, I would say.
Yeah. I will say that there's nothing better than the scene where he literally throws Nap up in the air and just fucking annihilates him. Well,
That was
because
funny.
if you think about it, like, most of the Saiyan Saga is literally just Nappa beating the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's
Which is
literally
weird.
Line them the fuck up, and then yeah.
It's weird because it's never really talked about again, but yeah, like most of the Saiyan Saga is just Nappa.
Huh. And then they don't even kill him. It's Vegeta that does it. And then it's
Right,
like,
right.
oh shit, here he comes. He's gonna clap all of them.
But yeah, Vegeta versus Goku is obviously a great fight too. That's probably the best in the series.
It's definitely up there. Definitely. Up there.
Definitely like top 3. I don't even think that's very debatable.
See, my biggest thing is whenever we talk about the best fights, I will say as the show went on, I felt like we did get better fights. Well, I believe that, I wouldn't say that they're much better than, like, Goku and Vegeta, but I'm just saying, like, out of all the fights you got out of the Saiyan Saga, Goku Vegeta obviously stands tall above the rest. but when you get further into the show, I felt like there was fights that were just really just like we were talking about it the other day, and like the Raccoon versus like Vegeta fight.
Yeah, that's like one of the
Like-
best fights in the show.
Yeah, like that's easily like with a character like Raccoon just beating the shit out of like what Krillin, Vegeta, and Gohan. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
it was definitely it was a standout fucking fight for an arc that wasn't even about like that character. That character wasn't even like a big part of the arc, but he still had like one of the best fights in the arc.
Yeah, I agree. They do better with just like random fights in between. And funny enough, I actually think Goku versus Frieza before Goku turned Super Saiyan isn't great. And even after he turned Super Saiyan, it's not like fantastic. Like I wouldn't put it as like one of my best fights.
It's more or less just a memorable fight. That's it. Like
Yeah, like it's an iconic fight. Like the setting's always really cool, but like nothing super memorable happens until like Super Saiyan happens. Frieza cutting himself in half happens. And maybe you could count the Spirit Bomb, and that's all that's really memorable from that fight, despite how long it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
The
I
Power Pin
almost
moment
say,
is cool too, though.
I was about to say it's kind of like the same thing with Gohan versus Cell though. No one really remembers everything from that fight, like except for the final Kamehameha, like from that Kamehameha that Cell throws out, and then the father-son one that Gohan throws out. Like that's like everybody stands for that moment. That is a stand
Right.
moment right there.
So Cell versus Goku is probably maybe my favorite fight in the series. But after that, the Cell games I think takes a nosedive. I think it's really, really bad after that.
I mean, whenever I watched through it when I was younger, it's like, oh, it's nice, the Cell vibe and everything. But I felt like if the saga was more just, built up towards the androids and Cell wasn't thrown in, I do believe that the arc would have ended a little bit differently. But I wasn't, I didn't always vibe with the introduction of Cell. Like, I mean, the introduction of Cell just felt like they were trying to add another layer on top of it. And I mean, it was
Right.
cool. It was cool, but like, I do agree with you. I felt like the show was better when it was just about the androids and all that. But then the moment the Cell games was like about to happen, shit, I wasn't. It lost me. Like I mean, like I was like, oh fuck, that's stupid.
Right. Well, that's a problem with the Android saga is that they constantly switch villains. Like at first it's Jiro and 19, then it's 17 and 18, and then it's Cell, and then Cell has 3 forms. It's like Jesus.
Yeah. And then speaking of that, like that's just going on to, what if we have one really stupid fucking long arc, but it's the same villain who transforms over and over,
Right.
which is literally the Buu saga.
Ugh.
Yeah, the Buu saga. I can say a lot about that. That saga's terrible.
Okay, so I do agree that the Buu saga isn't the best, but I believe that there are good things to come out of it.
I kind of disagree. I think it started. I feel like it started a lot of the cliches of like really long Dragon Ball transformations. Like Super Saiyan 3 takes so fucking long. It's just nothing. Like it doesn't do anything for the entire arc. Like it's just pointless. And then like the long hair meme and all that. Like I feel like it started a lot of the stuff that people complain about with Dragon Ball. Like a lot of the negativity that surrounds the series.
But you're gonna tell me that nothing good came from that arc?
I would say some good stuff. Like obviously everything with Vegeta is really good. Except I don't know. I was never big on him accepting that Goku is better than him, especially since Dragon Ball Super kind of takes that away.
Yeah, he doesn't accept it in Super. Even early on, he's like, oh fuck my family, I'm gonna go train because I can't let Kakarot be stronger than me, and
Right.
and it's like, okay.
And they do the same thing at the end of the Cell Saga too, Vegeta's like, oh, I'll never fight again, and then like we go to the Buu arc and we realize he's been training the whole time. It's like, what? You can tell Toriyama really wanted to just fucking back off the series at that point because he was definitely done.
Well, I mean, I think that the Cell Saga would have been a good ending point, even though obviously, as I've said, the end of the the Android Saga, where it's the Cell Saga, well, it's the Cell Games arc. I wasn't like I said, didn't vibe with me as well. But I do agree that it probably would have been better just to end it there than to give us a whole nother arc that went on for like another 100 and something episodes.
Yeah, it's like I think it's like half of Z or like a third of Z or something. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
The arc is so
it's
long.
it's a lot.
And nothing
But-
happens. Like it's just exchanging curd stomps. Like it sucks.
Yeah.
It starts off the way It started off in the most unique way, I will say, like, you know, with the revival of Boo and everything. And it had like a hype beginning. Besides, you know, everybody shits on the Great Saiyaman arc that they had before it, the build-up of Great Saiyaman. Shit.
Yeah, no, I would say the first like everything up until Vegeta blows himself up is really good. Like Goku versus Vegeta is a really good fight. Vegeta blowing himself up is obviously a really cool moment. Even the Great Saiyaman stuff, like I think it goes on for too long, but it's got a charm to it, you know.
Yeah, no, because it was I guess it's a lot more humble than what we had been getting, where it's just a lot of what if these really overpowered people just beat the shit out of each other.
Right. Yeah. And that's the problem with the Boo saga is that it introduces all these things, and then they're just kind of pointless. Like they introduce Gotenks, who does nothing. Then they hype up Gohan, who does nothing, and they hype up Vegito, who does nothing. But then it just like none of that has any impact on the actual ending. Like it's kind of dumb.
That's what pissed me off, though. That I was about to say is, yeah, no, I actually lose my shit whenever I have to think about that, because it's like, you know, if Gotenks would have at least done something against one of the forms, it would have been okay. If
right.
You know, if Ultimate, like what if Gotenks was the one to, you know, make Fat Boo end up, you know, actually transform, like, you know, instead of fucking Hercule getting shot.
Yeah, that was so dumb.
But like that's what I'm saying, is they could have done something like that. Or, you know, what if, you know, Ultimate Gohan was the one that made, you know, Super Boo transform into Kid Boo. Like at least then it would have felt like, you know, they actually had to do something, you know, they did something up to that point. Cuz it's, I mean, that sounds like it's a, you know, a throwback, cuz I mean that's kind of how it was with Frieza.
Right.
Because what was it? Fucking shit. I don't even remember who made him transform each time. I know that Piccolo beat the shit out of him in second form.
And then you just decided to go final form.
Well, no, he went third form, and then he absolutely whooped the shit out of Piccolo.
Right.
And
well, no, Vegeta made him go second form, and then Piccolo made him go third form, and then he was just like, yeah, actually, I'm gonna go final form.
Yeah, and then Goku just beat the shit out of him. So I mean.
Well, and the nice thing about Frieza is, like, that entire time, you had the basis that, okay, this guy is a really evil emperor and shit. And then you compare that to, like, Boo. Boo came out just a dumbass. Like, not gonna lie, a big, fat dumbass. He really didn't do much except just basically be invincible. And it's like, really? This is just boring. Even though they're fighting him, he's just going to regenerate every single time. What's the point?
It felt like Cell. It felt like Cell, but if they abused that a lot more.
Yeah.
Right. And also, like, when Frieza's on screen, he's really fun to watch. I would even say the same for, like, Cell and the androids. Like, they were at least pretty fun to watch them do stuff, but Boo is just not fun to watch. Every time he's on screen, it's very obviously filler. You just don't care what's going on, because Boo's a really fucking boring character. Like, it just sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, no. You know, I don't like how they made Boo good right afterwards. It didn't really make a lot of sense to me. Like, you know, oh, he ate his good self. So, afterwards it gets regurgitated up or some dumb shit like that. I don't fucking remember. It's dumb. It's dumb as fuck.
Yeah. I think, and I don't know, this is just me taking a guess here, but, I feel like before the Boo arc, Toriyama always had a rough idea of what he wanted to do, like a rough outline of how he wanted things to go. Whereas the Boo arc, I feel like you can tell that it's more a week by week thing, and he didn't really have a structure. I feel like he just kind of dove into it without even really thinking much, because it really is all over the place. Like it's a really bad arc.
What the thing is now is it's like Toriyama doesn't even like actually write the manga or anything anymore for Super. He gave them like a rough outline or something like that for some of it.
Yeah, he just gives them a rough plot outline, and then they make something from it.
And it's shit. Like, I mean, at least I can say whenever Toriyama was in charge, and I get that GT gets a lot of shit, but there was only, okay, and I'll say it, obviously. The first entire half of GT was absolute shit. That is a proven fact. Like,
and the second half.
You know, I like GT to an extent, but I will never defend it and say that it's like the best, because I know people who think GT is actually the best and still should be canon and shit like that, and I'm like, no, it doesn't need to be canon. I enjoy it more knowing it's not canon.
Yeah, no, I fucking hate GT. I think it's the worst thing Dragon Ball's ever produced, besides maybe... No, I would say it's worse than the movies. I think it's really bad. Like I think it's atrociously
I
bad.
don't. I genuinely believe that, and this. I think Super is worse. Like
I disagree.
No, because Super, like, I mean, while at the time it felt like I was getting really excited for every week, you know, just for the new episodes. Oh, I have something to watch every week. But just after each episode, I'd always be like, I really waited a week for that. And it felt like nothing really.
I mean,
and the perfect example I can have for that is whenever they brought in Blue Vegito. That was like the hypest, like, you know, preview at the end of an episode we ever got. You know, oh shit, he's coming next episode, he's gonna fuck shit up. And then it was like the most slept on thing ever. It's like, oh, this sucks. This needs to be slept on. It needs to stay fucking. Like, it just didn't need to happen, is what it felt like. So they did it.
I mean, right. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say they did it, and it was just like a cash grab just to get people to, you know. Because I remember it was kind of like what they did at the beginning of that saga, bringing Trunks back. Trunks was, you know, a really popular character, so they knew they could fucking use it as an opportunity to get the show really popular again.
Right, and I'm not denying that Super's a terrible show. I do think it's really bad, but I like GT. I feel like people who say GT is better than Super haven't watched GT in a while. Like like Super at least has some really cool moments. Like the very ending, like the very last episode of Super is really good.
That's
with Goku, Frieza, and 17 fighting GT or fighting Jiren. GT has none of that. GT doesn't have any. GT doesn't have a single fight that sticks out in my mind as like, wow, that was a really good fight, or like even in the episode where it's like, wow, that was just besides the last episode, the very last episode of GT is really, really good. I think that's maybe the best, like one of the best episodes just ever in Dragon Ball. Like it's phenomenal, but everything else of GT is horrendously awful. There's not a single fight there that I think is cool. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is more of a disgrace than Vegito Blue was. Like it's just awful. I hate it.
See, I don't quite agree with that, but I know where you're coming from, because I know a lot of people, and it all comes down to like how like I guess what your taste is more or less, because I know a lot of people.
What do you think, Zach?
You're quiet.
Well, when I started watching Dragon Ball, GT was one of the first things I watched, and all I remember is every episode feeling like it was filler, honestly, and that it lasted too long and was too boring for me. Because like the whole time I'm thinking, you know, Trunks, like, just go Super Saiyan, just kick the shit out of these people, just actually do something. Pan, why are you even here? What is going on? And that was basically the entirety of GT for me, so I have no desire to go back and watch it. Whereas at least Super, I'm like, you know, I'll go back and I'll watch Beerus. I'll go back and I'll watch like Hit and some of that stuff.
And
I
that's my biggest thing though, is I think that's what makes GT a lot worse though than Super, is that Super has a lot more memorable characters, and I guess it's more GT's really dated. GT was like whatever leftover budget. It's like the Disney movie sequels, like, you know, like they didn't put a full budget into it like they did in the first one. So I mean, it was just like the shading was weird, like, you know, it was a lot darker. Like if you paid attention to it at all, it didn't look the same as Dragon Ball Z.
I will say, I feel like the parts. Hold on, I'm gonna search it up right now, because I don't remember if Toriyama designed Super Saiyan 4 or not. But everything that I feel like Toriyama stepped into becomes a lot better because of it. Like the Dragon Ball Super Broly, he was like the head on that, and that's like the best part of Dragon Ball Super. Sorry, I'm just looking up if he did just. He did not design Super Saiyan 4. Alright, well, whatever. But, no, I do think that every time Toriyama's involved, it's a lot better. The outlines for a lot of the plots are usually the best parts. Like, the Tournament of Power is obviously really bad, and the Goku Black Arc are really bad. But, like, the outline for them, like, I think everybody can agree that the ideas for them are really cool. Like, I feel like the first half of the Goku Black Arc is really good, and I think the Tournament of Power is a great idea, just kind of done really, really shitty. That I don't think they were ready to do with how they were handling animation and all that.
And I agree with that, but and it sounds bad from my part, the way I put this, is that, you know, I just feel like for the time that we're in, and why Dragon Ball Super was so bad, just didn't feel like it needed to be a thing. Like,
sorry.
Is that the alarm you set?
Yeah, I took a nap.
Yeah, no, but I felt like for the time that we were in now, and that Dragon Ball Super was just so like, it was just such a disappointment, and even on animation levels, and that's like the biggest thing is it's like, you know, something like Dragon Ball I felt like should have been, you know, taken care of instead of being rushed. It's something
I
that,
agree.
you know, it has a big following for a reason.
It's weird. Super got really good towards the end, I think. Like the last like 3 episodes of Super, I think are pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, but I felt the biggest thing is they had their lazy moments, obviously. Like definitely like what Zach was talking about earlier with the Beerus versus Goku on King Kai's planet. That is absolutely abysmal if you go back and watch it.
So, I wanna amend that statement. I don't want to say it's laziness because people get really upset, and rightfully so. It's not laziness. The animators are heavily rushed into making these episodes, and you can tell which ones are very heavily rushed because those same animators who make, you know, Goku versus Beerus are the same ones that make some of the more impressive fights throughout the series. It's not laziness, it's just the CEOs trying to push this out. And I think while they were making, like while Dragon Ball Super started, I think they were working on like a One Piece movie or something, and that's why like the start of Dragon Ball Super was so terrible.
I'm trying to think.
Sorry, I don't want to like fact check you there.
You're
I just
fine. I probably did end up using the wrong word saying laziness, because I just felt like it was something that did need more care put into it, and I feel like the people behind it definitely did.
I agree. Right. I don't think there's been a worthy Dragon Ball sequel yet. Dragon Ball Super Broly was phenomenal. I think we can all agree with that, right? Like Dragon Ball Super Broly is maybe probably the best thing Dragon Ball's put out since that's what I would say.
Yeah.
So I've put my opinion on it very, very clearly, but it's not that I hate the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. I did think the story, like, I felt like I get that it was, you know, it's still better than the original story, don't get me wrong, but it's still one of those things I'm happy that it did happen, and I do love it. Like, I do think it is probably one of the best things to come out of Dragon Ball Super, and it's probably the one reason right now that you have me thinking, especially with them saying it's canon, that Dragon Ball Super probably is better than GT, because I remember being in the theater watching that movie and thinking, wow, this is actually fucking phenomenal. Like, I felt like a little kid. Yeah. Like, I was losing my shit. But
chills and shit.
No,
it was great.
Every time they released a new Dragon Ball, like, you know, movie, and I went to theaters and saw it, I got chills. Like, I mean, I went and saw, like, I saw Battle of Gods, and I saw Resurrection F, and I saw Dragon Ball Super Broly all in theaters. So, I mean, I get the feeling, like, wow. And the only other movie that's actually done that for me is, it's off the topic, but the My Hero movie, the new one that came out.
I never even saw that.
Yeah, no, it was phenomenal. But that's the point, is I'm saying, you know, I feel like with the movies there is a lot more effort put into that animation, but they're also given a lot more time, which is what I feel like.
Right.
I feel like that's what a lot more animation studios need to do. Is they need to understand that if it's going to be on a week-to-week basis and it's not going to look as good as it should, they need to obviously give it more time.
Right. I wish Dragon Ball. I wish it was like given like the My Hero treatment, where it's like because My Hero takes intermissions. Dragon Ball Super went for a straight run of 131 episodes. They only took breaks during like tragedies and like holidays and stuff, but like for the most part it was like a non-stop train, and I don't think that was good for the series, and I think that's why it looked so shitty at points, and why there was so much filler in between arcs, and why all that filler looked like shit. You know, they were just rushing through it so they could get to the meat and potatoes.
The baseball episode filler is the best filler, but you know.
That is good. I mean, there are good filler episodes, but I'm just saying, as overall, I would say the filler episodes of Dragon Ball Super aren't good.
That's the sad thing is like, what is it? That shitty negative Vegeta or whatever. That was.
Oh my god.
Oh, God,
the purple Vegeta.
I like what they did with the dub though, where they gave the old Vegeta voice actor, let him voice Slime Vegeta. That was cool.
Oh really?
Yeah. There was they got the guy from the Ocean dub of Dragon Ball to voice Slime Vegeta in the dub. It was really, really cool.
Oh, I gotta get there. That actually sounds hilarious.
Yeah, it's really funny.
That's probably one of the best things right there.
Yeah. The dub. I think the dub is the best way to watch Dragon Ball.
I do.
I know a lot of people are like sub purists and stuff, and I heavily disagree. I think the dub.
And
is
see,
so much
what
better.
kills me on the sub is, and it's gonna be the obvious thing, and it's the voice actor for Goku. I feel like one of the like, because whenever I think about the most memorable things about the sub for Dragon Ball Super that I got was I liked the voice of Frieza. That was it. That was one of the big things.
Yeah, and even then, I still like the double Frieza
No,
way
that's
more.
exactly it. But just hearing Frieza like
Right.
Nani, and I was like, oh, yep, that's it.
That was funny.
uh,
That was cool. I like 17's dub voice too, or sub voice, and his dub voice.
obviously, there's obviously the sub and dub purists. I'm not a purist on either side. Like, I mean, if I can find it in dub, I'll prefer to watch it in dub just because of the convenience. But if it's only in sub, I'll go and I'll watch it in sub. I used to be.
Yeah, I'd say
I used to be a dub purist, but that's when I was like 14. So.
Right, that was before I watched the sub. That's just when I I just said that so I could flex and say, yeah, I experience it better.
I don't know about you guys, but I kind of regret watching Super subbed every week that it came out, because I feel like it became really disjointed to me overall, and I mean, I didn't really enjoy the audio much, because obviously it's subbed, so you have Goku screeching at you and everybody else just not making sense since you're having to read and shit. You're not able to pay attention to the action, which is poorly animated anyways. And so I wish I would have just waited for the dub and just like watched it all through at once.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. My best viewing experience of Dragon Ball Super was after it had already started, and I didn't watch Dragon Ball Super at first, like most people, because it started with just the reanimation of Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. But when I first started watching it, the very first episode of the Goku Black Arc came out, and that was it. So I binged through the entire Universe 6 saga in one night. I was up until like 4 a.m. watching that, and it was like the most enjoyable Dragon Ball experience I had in years. It was really fun to watch like Kaioken come back out and stuff, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So binging it is, I think, the best way to consume Dragon Ball Super instead of watching on a week-to-week basis, like pretty much all of us did.
I did try to keep up with it on a week-to-week basis, but I was kind of the same as you, that I didn't really hop into it until the Goku Black Arc started.
Right, that's when everybody told me it got good, so I was like, fuck it.
And I was like, good, and I was like, because I tried to watch in the first couple episodes when it first came out in sub. First off, wasn't a fan of sub because I was younger.
Yeah.
But then I remember sitting there and watching it, and I was like, I just didn't find it entertaining. Because the first couple episodes felt like filler, but going back and looking at them, they were probably the most charming episodes. It was
nice.
a really nice just way to like move us back into the story and everything. Because it's
right, and I think
no,
sorry.
you're fine. Because it's been like how long since Boo? I don't even fucking remember.
What, like a year?
It's
2 years,
it's been like a few years. So I mean, seeing what everybody's been up to since then, how long it's been, it was just like a nice, really settling way to put it back in. But I think when they decided to instead skip over where the movies should have been, I feel like if they just would have skipped over it instead of reanimating all the movies and putting them into the show, I felt like it would have been better, because I didn't think there was any way they could have made. I didn't think there was a way that Resurrection F could have actually been worse.
I agree. I think that was the biggest mistake of Dragon Ball Super, was starting with reanimating the movies, because one, the animation looked like shit, like it just looked like garbage, and there were inferior ways to experience it as opposed to just watching the movie. And it swayed off a bunch of people from watching it in the first place. Like, I'm sure there's a bunch of people who didn't watch it like me, except they just never came back to it.
See, I went back to it. Oh, sorry. Were you about to say something, Zach?
No.
Yeah, like, why would you watch it when you've already watched the movie? Like, I skipped it initially because there's just no point. I'll go and watch the movie and I'll have the same exact information, in a shorter amount of time. It's whatever.
It'll look better.
Oh yeah, that too.
I wish that it just didn't happen. If they would have just, left a little something at the end of the episode before the arc started, like, hey, watch this movie. And that should be it. That should have been all it should have been. Was just a little thing that told you to go watch this movie.
Yeah.
Because it's like, wow, I remember going to theaters watching Battle of Gods. That movie smacked. That movie was great. And then I decided to actually watch the anime all the way through, and I was like, wow, this is fucking ass. It was...
Yeah. No, so I watched the entire Battle of Gods Super Arc, like, when that aired. I, like, binged through it one day. I don't remember why or when. But, it every cool part about Battle of Gods is ruined in that movie, I would say. Because they're trying to extend a 2-hour movie into like, what was it, like 16 episodes? It's like, Jesus, like Vegeta, the My Bulma moment with Vegeta is butchered in the anime, because it's like they treat it like it's an actual transformation, and like he uses it like against Beerus for like half an episode, and it just does nothing. It looks stupid. It's terrible, as opposed to the quick like 2-minute beatdown he gave Beerus in the movie.
Yeah, and everybody just kind of agreed it was like just a powered up version of Super Saiyan 2. That's it.
Yeah, it was weird. They again, like I said, yeah, they just treat it like a totally different form. It was so weird.
By the way,
Yeah.
that moment should only ever be experienced in the movie.
Oh,
and
yeah,
for those who haven't, just watch the clip of the of how the show did it, and you'll realize it's absolute ass.
Oh yeah, spoiler warning for Dragon Ball.
Well, just imagine if they took all of that time and put that time into animating the rest of Super better.
Right.
I mean, even though the story is ass in a lot of parts, they could have made it look better, and I would have found that to be acceptable, especially with a lot of the Tournament of Power stuff and leading up to it. And I don't know, even some of the Goku Black stuff is meh for animation, so I don't know. I think they just made a lot of mistakes. Not the animators' fault, but obviously the
Right.
people wanting to make that shmoney and shit. They just
Right.
I don't know why they would have them redo the movies. All you have to do is say last time on Dragon Ball Super, and then just do a quick
Exactly.
recap, and you're done. Kind of like Jacob was saying.
Exactly.
So
Yep, I agree with that.
It just
Literally, or have like one episode each for summarizing Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. Just literally summarizing it. Like, if you really want to give people the experience that badly, but like, Jesus, like,
no more than that.
anything would have been better than what
yeah,
they
'cause
decided to
they
do. I mean,
rewrote both
Jesus.
of the entire scripts basically. Like, I mean, like there was obviously the key points.
Yeah.
Vegeta getting mad, Vegeta acting like an absolute fucking clown, all that shit. Beerus getting mad, Beerus fighting Goku. Like, the main plot points are still there, but it wasn't handled the same at all.
Have you guys seen when Vegeta kills Ginyu
Dude,
in Dragon Ball Super, the
what
Resurrection?
cracks me up about that,
It's so
what cracks me up about that is I feel like I was the only person on Earth who was hyped to see Ginyu back.
Yeah, no, it was cool.
Like, I was like, oh my god, they did it! The frog, it's fucking back! He's back! I was like losing my shit. And I was actually also kind of happy they didn't kill Tagoma off at the beginning of the fucking movie. Like in the movie, they killed him off at the very beginning. That was one thing I actually liked in the show.
Right.
He seemed like a pretty decent character, and I was like, alright, cool. This character's badass. And then they just killed him off. I was like, oh, I don't like him that much, so yeah, just go ahead and kill him now. Get out of the way.
I think
Yeah, I agree.
I think that the reason that they did that was to show how this is the end of Z. Everything that you loved about Z, it's dead. Super just killed it.
What a perfect analogy. I sent the clip in the chat, Zach, if you wanted to look at it real quick.
I actually have not seen it in
Dude,
the anime.
no,
so
I loved it. Because what was it? He's a fucking frog, and he writes in like the fucking like the ground or like the dirt or something while Tagoma's like bent over. Something changed now, and he fucking switches body with Tagoma, and Tagoma's now a fucking frog, and Ginyu's in control of Tagoma's body.
Right.
And Gohan's fighting against fucking Ginyu in Tagoma's body, and he's like, "Wow, this body's powerful. Nothing can stop me." And then fucking Vegeta shows up, and he's like, "Sup, eat a dick," and literally Big Bang attacks him and fucking wipes him off the face of the earth.
He literally, the entire fight is Vegeta moves up to Ginyu. Like, he doesn't walk, he does some, like, weird teleport thing. And then Ginyu's like, what? How'd you get there? And then Vegeta raises his arm, and the most puny blast ever fucking destroys Ginyu. It's the dumbest death in all of Dragon Ball. It's so funny.
Just imagine putting your time and energy into creating a bland character like that just to have it killed within like 2 seconds of it showing up.
Yeah.
After its body was stolen by Ginyu.
Yeah, that was... Oh my god. And then Piccolo fucking dies in the series version. It's like, what? What is happening?
Yeah.
Who signed off on this? Like...
It's pretty lame, gotta say.
but...
It's like they just took like cliff notes of of the movie, and they're like, yeah, I think that happened, and just kind of put stuff in it.
People who like didn't watch the movie are just creating the anime version.
It had to be the
They just
case.
threw them all. They threw them all in a
Probably.
room, and it's like, here, this is what we want. You guys think that you guys see Frieza's in the movie, right? Yeah. What if we like we put Ginyu in the show, right? Yeah, he was there he was on Namek, right? Yeah. Let's do it. It was like
God.
as the saying goes, that part of the show was literally written by feral fucking Cranehawks.
That is the saying.
As the saying goes, it's great.
Yeah, I mean it's a shame it turned out so bad. It sucks that it ended where it did, because I think Dragon Ball Super was getting better as it kept going. Like the Goku Black arc was solid. Tournament Power is really bad. I think it's terrible. But like the last bit there where everybody's fighting Jiren is really good. I like that a lot. I still hate Jiren, but it is fun like watching them pour everything they can into defeating this villain, and the animation gets really good. Obviously, like Goku versus Jiren, like the second to last episode of the series, and even the last episode, it's like the best animated thing of Dragon Ball before like Broly. Like it's really good looking. Like there's not even a fight in Z that looks that good. Like it's really good.
But I mean, you're comparing it to Z, which came out years ago.
I know,
but-
but still, it's
No, I
impressive.
get what you're saying. Like, cause I mean, I felt like the fight with Jiren was honestly movie quality. Like, I mean, I felt like that easily. That
Yeah.
was, you could tell that is like the biggest like budget effort they've ever put into an episode.
Right, and it's probably why the Tournament of Power had so many bad episodes, was because they were spending all their time on the big ending there.
Which I mean, in the end, I'm kind of glad they did. Oh, that and the Ultra Instinct shit. They definitely put off money for that. Because Ultra Instinct, I felt every scene with Ultra Instinct in it, they tried to make it look clean as fuck.
I don't like the first appearance of Ultra Instinct. I think it's really bad.
I mean, I just don't like Ultra
Like, I
Instinct.
think it's awful. No, I like the idea of Ultra Instinct. I don't like Mastered Ultra Instinct, but I don't like the first time it shows up, because it's like what happens? Like he dodges Jiren. The animations, it's just reused animation from the intro where they're just fighting in the air. And then there's that one cool part where Goku dives off the pillar, and like that's it. Like I feel like it could have been a lot cooler. The song's really good. I'll give it that. But I feel like that was a weak moment.
Yeah. I mean, I'll agree with you. I think Ultra Instinct, while you think it's like a cool concept until mastered, I think the entire thing is just another ridiculous way to put Goku over everybody, and that's what I hated about it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad
Yeah,
that
sucks.
they kind of were like, oh, he can't do it anymore. That his body rejected it. Like it just like fucking it wore off, and he felt the side effects of it. So yep. And he's like, I can't do it
Right.
anymore. And then what is it like right now? Isn't he training to go Ultra Instinct again or some shit like that?
Yeah, I just don't even talk about the manga right now.
Oh, yeah.
It sucks. It sucks because Vegeta is what I thought was happening. This was a pipe dream. I think I was thinking with my heart more than my brain, but I thought they were building up to Vegeta getting Ultra Instinct and defeating Jiren at the end, because Goku had already gotten it twice. First against Jiren, and then the second time against Kefla. And after he did it against Kefla, I was like, wow, like maybe Goku will get eliminated here, and they'll pull a twist on us all and say, hey, now Vegeta's got Ultra Instinct, now he's gonna fight Jiren, which would have been really cool, but it didn't turn out like that. Which, I mean, whatever. The ending's cool. I don't like how they treat Vegeta in modern Dragon Ball. It's unacceptable. He's the best character in the show. I think pretty much everybody would agree on that, and he just constantly gets sidelined. Like,
Yeah, and
it's past the point of being funny. Like, it's just annoying.
not to diss 17, but honestly, I think that with all of the like Whis quotes of like, oh, you two would work really well as a team, blah 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 blah,
Yeah.
that sort of thing, it should have been Goku, Vegeta, and Frieza at the end, because of Frieza's
Yeah.
dynamic with the two of them, and then they should have kicked the shit out of Jiren. 17 to me was kind of like an oddball choice, and I'm like, well, at least he's badass, that's cool, but I didn't really get why 17 of all people, when Vegeta's just
Right.
kind of over there, gets his ass kicked, like, okay.
Right. I agree with that. Or even just have the four of them. Like,
Oh, that would work too,
I-
yeah.
yeah, like what the fuck? Like, it's so
I
weird.
feel like they really went out of their way and really tried hard to make 17 just seem like an utter badass. Like, I mean, I like I said, I don't have a problem with 17. I think 17's like Super definitely made me have more of an appreciation for 17, but I already loved 17 from the original series, especially after the fight with Piccolo. Because that
Right.
fight I still hold as easy top 3 fights in Dragon Ball Z, or in Dragon Ball in general.
Right.
But it's like, yeah, I felt like it definitely, like, you know, kind of put him up there, but I just didn't understand after so long. He's a fucking park ranger. How the fuck is this motherfucker going toe-to-toe with people who have literally fought gods? Okay.
So, really quick, make my position clear, because the people watching this don't know this, but I am, like, the biggest Dragon Ball Super 17 fan. I think he's, like, the coolest fucking character. I think he's the most slept-on character. I feel like he doesn't get enough recognition. He's my main in fighters. He's so fucking cool. I love everything about him. But also, the funny thing about 17 is that when Super Saiyan Blue Goku... Sorry, when Goku goes to fight him, he goes Super Saiyan Blue. 17 goes toe-to-toe with him. It's clear Goku isn't holding back. Or that not holding back in the same way he was against Krillin, at least, right? But and then at the end of it, Goku says, "Wow, you were holding back on me, weren't you, 17? You could have done even more." And then 17's like, "Yup." So what that means, with the implication behind that, not implication, I'm sure they didn't think about this, but if they called 17 when Beerus went to Earth, he would have been more effective than Super Saiyan God Goku was. They could have just called 17 to take care of Beerus.
That's so
Which
dumb.
I think is hilarious. It's so funny. Which puts him over Super Vegito, by the way.
Base 17 beats Vegito.
Yeah. It's
You
so
know,
dumb.
I'll agree with you there, Roy. I, too, am a fan of Super 17.
no,
Get out.
no, that very different things. Very different subjects.
Dude, remember that time he was in every
God.
single part of the Goku Black arc? How could anybody forget, right?
God damn it. Oh my god.
That was fucking abysmal, and I never understood it.
The Super 17?
Whenever we played Xenoverse 2, and every single
yeah,
fucking mission of the Goku Black arc, Super 17 was there for some goddamn reason.
Right. And now that we're talking about the games, I feel like we can tie this. I can kind of tie this into Dragon Ball as a whole right now. They're making a whole lot of money off of Dragon Ball right now, like more than they ever have been. And I think that goes to show why Dragon Ball has the quality it does today of kind of just mediocre games and a mediocre TV series. It's because they're already making so much money off of it that it's like, why even bother putting more money into making it good when the formula they've got now of just making everything super mediocre is just working so well for them.
Well,
It sucks,
no, because
but
people are blinded by nostalgia, and I believe that, like, because it's like, you know, obviously there are people who grew up with it, so, you know, they're to this, you know, this is like the best thing, everything right now. Because I see a lot of people say, you know, Dragon Ball Super is fucking great, and I'm like, you're on crack, kid. Like, I mean, you are
Yeah,
honestly, like,
no.
you got some fucking problems. And then I hear people saying, you know, shit like, what is it, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, like, that was an amazing fucking game. And then again, I'm sitting there, I'm like, you're blinded by nostalgia. Like, it could have been so much better, like,
Right.
considering, like, the content that they can put out. And I know they can do better than that. I know they can do better than Kakarot, which is why I'm just, like, so fucking let down. Because I still believe, out of all the most recent shit that's come out, and out of everything so far, I talk shit on a lot, but I did genuinely believe Dragon Ball FighterZ is probably the best thing to come out of it in a long time.
yeah, Dragon Ball FighterZ is a really good game. It sucks because if you don't like fighting games, you're not going to enjoy it
No.
that much, I think. I don't think you'll get much out of it, but it is a really polished game.
No, the character models are beautiful, the animations are beautiful, it runs really smooth, honestly. Like,
right.
honestly, like, I think the net code's obviously a little shit at points.
Right.
But
obviously we want rollback, but
yeah, but I think still for what it is, though, it's like it's a lot more to be praised than Dragon Ball Kakarot.
I agree.
Yeah, no Dragon Ball game was more hype than Fighters, and you can't even enjoy Kakarot for like an extended period of time, unless you have like one brain cell, because the fighting is just so. It's just mashing one button. You know, Xenoverse has more depth to it, which is saying a
Yeah.
lot.
It's tragic. It's so tragic because the idea of making a modern Dragon Ball RPG isn't the worst idea. I think it's a bad idea, I don't think it's the worst idea. So it sucks that they made the combat so simple, and just the game itself just sucks. Like, it's just boring. The only good part is the cool cutscenes, but
I
that's
mean,
about
I
it.
guess I'm guilty of the same sin though as these people that you're talking about, because I still think the second most, and this is gonna sound really bad, the Dragon Ball Z game that I've played the second most is easily Battle of Z. And
It's been a while since I played Battle of Z, so I can't give a full.
a lot of
opinion
people
on
only
this.
played the beta and they were like, this game's shit. But in the beta, I loved it, and I still loved it after it came out. I bought that game. I played it solid up until 2016. Like, I mean, I would go back to it and I'd play
Right.
it. I went as far to write on my disc copy of the game, Battle of D's Nuts.
That's great.
So, you know, I thought I was a fucking comedy genius back then. But, no, honestly, I got that for my birthday back in 2014, and I was like, okay, let's ball. And I played that game so fucking much. I put hours on top of hours into that game. I would play it still if it was like on an actual console that wasn't the PS3 or the Xbox 360. But
Right.
it's one of those things that's my guilty pleasure game, because everybody says that is one of the like shittiest, most recent Dragon Ball games to come out, and I still think it's better than Kakarot.
I would agree with it being better than Kakarot. See, my problem with Dragon Ball games right now is that there's no baseline game. Like, they're trying to make Xenoverse the baseline game, but it's just not enough. I feel like there's not enough there for me. Like, I'm talking totally selfishly here, but what I want is just a normal arena fighter Dragon Ball, not like fighters where it's super complex, like Budokai Tenkaichi 3, right? Just something really simple like that. Update it, you know, do whatever DLC you want to do with it. Give more maps, give more characters, but like just a basic game. Give it online fighting, but don't balance the game around the online fighting like Xenoverse is. I don't like how they nerf and buff moves because they're too overpowered or too underpowered online. It's like, all right, like nobody's playing fucking Xenoverse online. Like, if you want to play Dragon Ball competitively, go play fighters. It's annoying. And if they had just a baseline game like that they kept updating and they gave it like the Xenoverse treatment, I would be much more accepting of games like Battle of Z and Kakarot existing. But until that game comes out, and it might not ever even come out, but unless something like that does come out, it just feels like these games are taking up space.
Yeah, and with the PlayStation 5 about to come out too, and of course the Xbox shit as well, like, where
So just the
is
PlayStation.
our baseline Dragon Ball game? There has to be one soon. And unfortunately for me, I didn't get into Dragon Ball during like the Budokai times and all of that. So I missed like all of those games that you guys are like, "Oh, this shit was so good." I started on Xenoverse of all things. And
I'm
so
so
it's like,
sorry.
for me, I'm like, I played tons of Xenoverse. I platinum Xenoverse 2. Can I please get a good Dragon Ball game that's not just fighters?
And yeah, no, I agree with that. Like, because I mean, if you want to be technical, the first one I ever played wasn't great either. The first one I can remember playing actually was Ultimate Tenkaichi. And
Oh yeah.
you want
That's
to pay
rough.
if you want to play like competitive rock paper scissors, then that's the perfect game for you.
Well, at least the battles are more complex
No,
than Kakarot.
I'd still say no. It's literally what is it? You mash one button, do a combo, and then you attempt to see if you can guess rock paper or scissors.
Rock paper scissors takes more mental power than pressing a button over and over.
Bro,
again.
I spent
This is the bottom. This is where Dragon Ball is right now. We're comparing rock paper scissors to pressing the same button over and over again. This is the perfect analogy for Dragon Ball. Like, well, at least Super's better than GT. Like,
yeah, but they're
yeah, the
both
shit
bad.
I took yesterday was much better than the shit I took last week. Like,
Yeah, okay, fair enough. You know what? I'll take that. But no, I was gonna say like afterwards though. I mean, I went back and I played all the Budokai games. I played a shit ton of the Budokai Tenkaichis. I played both Raging Blasts, which actually I still think is one of my. I will never forget my first experience with Raging Blast with after I moved to where I am now, so I remember I had just moved here. Was becoming friends with people. It was a fun time. Got invited to a friend's birthday party. All right, and I go there and they
Damn.
were like, "Yeah, we like Dragon Ball Z Raging Blast 2. We have a copy for the PS3." That's epic. Let's play. That was automatically what I said. I was like, dude, I have that at home. I'm a baller at that game. I honestly thought I was like a legend when it came to that game. I was like, this game had a competitive scene. I could take out anybody. Well, I was really good. Like, I had all the tech down for the game and everything, which there's a lot. But like for an arena fighter, I felt like that was like a lot more advanced than Xenoverse, and it was better. So I mean,
Yeah, no, Xenoverse's battle system is super basic, which is really disappointing, and it's probably my biggest problem with the game, besides like the character customization and the engine and how everything looks and how the story is terrible and everything else. But
I think the moment Dragon Ball went bad though is whenever they decided character creation was the answer. Because it really wasn't. But it really wasn't. Like, I mean, it's cool. It's unique. You get to make.
Okay.
I feel like it had good qualities about it, but I felt like that's what let them feel like they can make a more lackluster game. It's like, ooh, you get to make your own character.
That's how they handled it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, like Zach said, I think it's the way they handled it. Like it's a good idea to let yourself have a character, but there's not enough customization options. There's like 12 hairs you can choose from, 12 voices, 3 body types. Like either go the full mile with it or just focus on like making the battle system better. Like they like every Xenoverse character looked the same. Like it looked exactly the same from every other Xenoverse character. Like it's so lame. The customization's lame. The moves are lame because some moves are just straight up better than other moves. Like everybody has that Dragon Ball Super Broly move on their fucking character. If you don't, then you're a dumbass because it's just the best move in the game. Like it sucks. There's no customization in there.
Yeah, but definitely my least favorite thing about Xenoverse, which we've talked about a lot, is it's like you look at the cast and you scroll over a character and it's like, time to oil up. And they all look fucking like they look like they've been greased up as fuck. Honestly, like it's really shitty how they just decided, you know, why do we take more design to make them look cooler and make the aura and everything happen when we can just make it look like we dunked them in fucking vegetable oil and threw them out there?
Look, bro, just ignore that and look at the rocks floating and you'll be blown away.
That's it. 10 out of
my
10.
God,
Greatest
the
game ever.
Honestly, that was the biggest feature whenever they were like advertising Xenoverse 2. It's like, holy shit, when they're charging, the rocks float and then they go flying away. Oh my god, 10 out of 10 game. Must buy immediately.
God. It sucks because I was really excited for Xenoverse 2 on launch, especially since they had GOKU Black in it, who was still really mysterious at the time. So it was a cool feature because we didn't know anything about him, and he was just like evil Goku. So it was really exciting to be able to play as him.
I hated that pre-order bonus so much. I really did.
Really? I had a lot of fun with GOKU Black until I realized the game was shit.
I hated the pre-order bonus because I was like, are you fucking with me? This is what we get? And to be fair, I was like, okay, GOKU Black, you know, that's kind of cool. And then I played as him, and I realized, wow, this is like
It's just Goku.
No,
It's just Goku.
He is the shittiest, just straight line character in the game. Like, I genuinely believe base form Goku Black was like the worst thing they could have added as pre-order because he's the most underwhelming thing.
Well, he's got the same exact moveset as base Goku, Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and Super Saiyan God Goku.
No, it doesn't.
There's
he
a
has
why
a
he's so
black
basic and
Kamehameha,
shitty.
not the regular Kamehameha. Think twice, nerd.
No, I mean like his combos and stuff are the same.
Well, once again, a good idea, but executed very poorly.
Yeah, and I think that summarizes Dragon Ball, modern Dragon Ball, just entirely. And it's because Toriyama is the one providing these ideas, and then the people in charge just whoever's higher up in dealing with this isn't taking care of it properly.
Glue paste.
Right, and I don't like the current Dragon Ball community because I feel like there's a lot of I don't know if the word would be coping with how everything is now. Like they'll try and say like, oh no, Xenoverse 2 is a really good game, or like, oh, Dragon Ball Super is really good, you know. Like it's fine to enjoy it, but I don't like how people aren't expecting more from the series. I don't like how people are kind of accepting like, yeah, the series is bad, you know. Like I wish it was better. I don't like that people are saying like, hey, they're just accepting that it's they're trying to pretend like it's better than it actually is, and that bothers me.
That's like saying, yeah, the world's going to war, but it's all right. I mean, we've had them before.
Yeah, sure. Perfect analogy.
It is,
1 to
dude.
1.
Like, I mean, I'm serious. Like, if you look at it anymore, it's like, what? Dragon Ball is like one of the most recognized franchises anymore. But if you're not like,
Yeah.
I guess with the community, you don't realize how shitty the franchise actually has gotten.
Well, even if you're with the community, I mean, you can be brainwashed by other members into thinking
but-
that
Yeah.
the shit is actually good.
Yeah, no, I think it's the community that I have the problem with, because they're the ones who keep perpetuating this idea that it is.
Yeah, and while how,
And to be clear, I'm part of the problem. I buy every fucking Dragon Ball related thing. Like, I buy Fighters. I bought every DLC,
Okay,
almost every
okay,
DLC to
but-
Fighters. I bought all the Xenoverse 2 DLC.
Okay, yeah,
I've
you're the problem.
like I've watched Dragon Ball
You're the
Supers through
fucking
and
problem.
fro. I watched Dragon Ball Super Broly in theaters, and I have the Blu-ray. I have a Broly figurine. I played Dokkan Battle. Like, I am the problem. All right. Like, to be clear, I'm not above
but
this.
The thing is, it's like, I feel like at least with some of it, like, I feel like a lot of us are part of the problem because the fact that we do still support it. But I mean, it's not something I
Right.
ever want to go away, though. Like, I mean, I like it. I just wish it wasn't.
Right.
They didn't keep trying to update it or add more to it or change things about it. Like, I mean, Dragon Ball Super, obviously, the Broly movie was a good change. And I'm still a Dragon Ball Z Broly purist, meaning that the story was shit, but that character design and everything was badass, so you can't tell me otherwise.
No, I really agree.
Z
Z-Broly's
Broly had
fucking
the
cool.
coolest design. They made him literally the Parisian fucking god bod, and he just fucking.
Oh my god, it's so fun. I love watching those Z Broly fights. That's the one part I think they fucked up with in Super Broly was they didn't have a point where like Broly was just dominating, and that's like what makes Broly Broly to me. Like it's so fucking cool watching him stomp on Goku
I mean,
and Gohan
to be
and
fair,
Trunks.
they had
Oh, I
one
love
point in
that.
the movie where it was like that, where he literally stomped the shit out of Frieza, which, by the way,
Right, that's like 2
it's
seconds.
still sick as fuck. You can't tell me otherwise. Just
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. I just wish it went longer. I wish there was more stuff like that because that was my favorite part of the movie. Well, not my favorite part. You know what I
it's
mean?
definitely up there.
That was my favorite thing to see Broly do.
No, I agree.
Well, I guess the problem is, like, the reason that they didn't do that is because they wanted you to, like, empathize with Broly and
Right.
and shit. Whereas Z Broly, there was no reason to pity him or feel anything
Right.
positive about him because he's literally just kicking the shit out of your favorite characters. So Super Broly, they're just kind of like, oh, we'll show how strong he is and have him kick the shit out of Goku and Vegeta for like 10 seconds, and then there's Gogeta. Ooh boy. Movie's
Yeah, no,
over.
you're right. It's Broly and Super is more of a wounded animal than like the Z Broly, and they obviously did it to make it more to fit the new story that was going on. But it would have been nice to see, and I hope that if they ever do bring Broly back, that they decide to go for the freight train approach because goddamn, that shit is awesome.
I definitely agree with that. It's I think Broly is genuinely a really. I felt like it was the best choice, and they knew what they were doing when they brought him back. Like they.
It
Oh,
was such
no,
a
no,
good
no.
idea. Like, just,
That's one character that just kind of needed to be redone.
yeah, like take this character that everybody loves but has this like one major problem with, and just make him canon and fix him. Like it's such a good idea, and it gets people in the seats. It gets people loving the character again, reignites interest in it. Like it's such a cool idea. But hope whoever fucking came up with that got. I hope Koriyama gets paid the big bucks for it, because it's obviously
You
Koriyama's
act
idea.
like he doesn't get paid the big bucks for it.
Yeah, no, you're right. That dude, that dude snorts crack and fucks hookers every day, dude. He's living the life.
Is that why the new manga is so bad?
Yeah.
That's Toyotaro's fault.
Well,
Yeah, he's probably doing
well,
it
to
too.
be fair, oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
but I
probably.
mean, it's the fact that Toriyama doesn't do anything with it anymore, which is what pisses me off. It's
No.
like, at least put your creation down instead of because he's what he's done is by letting somebody else write it is all he's done is let it live on so he gets paid for it, but he doesn't even have to put in the effort for it.
Pretty much. I mean,
And
I don't know. I like to see Dragon Ball continue, but I really want it to step up in quality, man.
it's
rough.
very fucking rough right now.
And especially right now, where there's just radio silence right now. Like, there's nothing to look forward to for Dragon Ball right now, like except the manga, which As I said, there's nothing to look forward to for Dragon Ball right now.
Honestly.
Yeah. No,
It's rough. I hope it gets better. I don't want to see the series end. I want to see it come back. I want to see it better than ever.
we need
but
another
I don't know.
movie announcement. That's what we need.
Yeah,
Every
I'd love
every
another
movie that they've ever like announced has always made the community boom. Because I mean to be
Yeah.
fair, while we can say Resurrection F was a very like subpar, it's
Awful.
subpar as fuck. It's
Trash.
subpar. I wouldn't
Ass.
go that far. But it still did exactly what it was meant to do, and it brought hype to the community, and it made us all kind of have faith in it again. While again, as I said, it's subpar.
Subpar, is that what we're calling it?
Yes, we are calling it subpar because
Not bottom of the
I
barrel,
don't-
not awful story writing and awful
no.
action,
Now
and another
now,
Vegeta
now
shaft.
that's the worst thing about it is that Toriyama actually demanded for the 3D animation in the fight scene against the Frieza soldiers.
Right. I don't mind the 3D animation when they make it look good, like the Broly, or not, when the rest of the movie looks good. Like the Broly movie has some 3D animation, but you kind of forgive it for that because the rest of it just looks so good. But Resurrection F's action is pretty much all 3D and it looked really bad.
Yeah, but Battle of Gods did good. That movie was beautiful.
Until that turned 3D. The 3D fights in that are like the
Wait,
worst
in
ever.
Battle of Gods? No, I don't care what anybody says. Like I believe that the 3D
Ooh,
moments
no.
were so few in there compared to the.
Right, they were few, but when they're there, they're there.
I looked past it because it was still a good story to add on to continue the series. It was a great story, actually.
Yeah, no.
And as I tell everybody, I think out of the recent years, I still believe my favorite character to ever be introduced into the show is Beerus. Because
Yeah, no, I agree. Except I just have a heart for Broly, but
no,
yeah.
I think Beerus is a sick ass character, very underutilized. I wish they would do more with him
Agreed.
because obviously they basically wrote him in to just be there and just berate them and then beat the shit out of Goku and Vegeta every once in a while. That's it.
Right. The best place Dragon Ball had ever been in my opinion, was immediately after Battle of Gods, where Beerus says there's 12 other universes. Goku doesn't even beat Beerus. Beerus says there's people stronger than him. He says Whis is stronger than him. He says there's 12 other universes with people probably stronger than him. And it's like, wow, there's a lot of places Dragon Ball can go. And then the Tournament of Power happens.
We got a
and
fucking
then,
man
like, what is it? Like 8 of those universes are fucking jokes. Like, what the fuck?
Oh,
Like,
dude.
what a
I'll
terrible
never
decision.
Forget it. Just look back at it real quick. Just the idea, just everything that they left open for you. Just you got left at the end of like a Battle of Gods, just expecting the best. Like, oh, this is gonna be really
Right.
good. And
Battle of Gods was really
well,
good too.
Yeah, but then what we got instead?
Resurrection F.
Nah, not just that. You're forgetting main plot points, dog. We got Rebrion. We got
Yeah, that was rough.
Jiren.
Jiren.
How could you forget Jiren? The man's pissed off for being short. That's his real backstory.
Jiren's just a manlet rage.
There was so much potential, I mean, with so many universes, and they've just never cashed in on it in an effective way. And even after the Tournament of Power arc ends, and now you have the GOAT, that's so dumb. You could have gone to like any of the other universes, made some story there. That would have been pretty cool. But no, it's got to be this random ass goat man who's related to Boo, which we all know and love.
Wait.
And
Right.
so
I don't know if I've been not keeping up with it correctly, but he's related to fucking Boo.
Kind
Oh,
of. The
It's-
Kai and
the
Boo.
arc ties into Boo. Yeah.
That's absolute shit. I'm gonna be real with you real quick. That is probably the.
Yeah, wait till you read it. It's,
Well,
it's
you know
really,
what? I
it's
have
got
a
great
solution
writing.
for that. What if I just don't fucking read it?
yeah, wait to watch it in sub whenever
Wow,
the animation
you know
is
what?
subpar.
Why can't they do sub and dub simultaneously? Fuck off! Come on! I really want to watch the dub, but I don't want to be spoiled because people watch the sub.
Bro, I can't believe it. Vegeta gets fucking mollywopped. 'Cause that's all that happens.
And Goku.
in all of
Yep.
Dragon Ball,
Yeah.
and Goku, and everybody else, and
I'm not
17.
gonna
What the
lie.
fuck?
Yeah, why is 17 just
I'm-
wiped that easy?
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That page that I saw with Goku getting absolutely decimated, I had never been
Yeah.
so happy in my entire life. That's all I wanted to see.
Yeah,
Well,
no, that
no,
was cool.
it was like
that
the
was
first-
cool because it was so
yeah,
violent.
no, because I feel like they've been making Dragon Ball really PG over the years, and that was like the
Yeah.
first moment where I saw it like get gruesome again, and I'm like, bro, this man just straight up like shoved his hand through this man's chest and just watched him drop. And I'm like, all right, that's cool.
That's fair, actually.
But they can't show
Well,
blood.
well, that's the biggest thing is like I hate.
It'll be
I,
spit.
no, dude, I hated it, dude. It looked like he was coughing up yesterday's nut, dude. I swear to God. Dude, there was nothing worse than what was it? Was it like it was in the hit fight that I got really bad whenever hit
Yeah.
punched like Vegeta or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that, and I was like, yo, what? I was like, why is it all white and shit, dude? What the fuck are you doing?
Kai has a lot of that. There's a lot on Nicktoons Kai. They censor all the blood by making it white.
What a cursed statement. Nicktoons
It's so
Kai.
bad.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
what was it?
Yeah, Nicktoons
Yeah,
Kai.
dude, no, that was something else. But no, because I remember in Kai, I watched the first couple episodes whenever they did the Saiyan arc and everything. So I remember whenever Piccolo did the special beam cannon through Goku and Raditz. I remember it because all they did was just put a huge black spot over where they shot through. it was like a big old fucking band-aid, and I was like, what?
I forgot
Dude, I
about
fucking
that.
hate that. Like, I mean, because that's what they've done in all the video games too. But I'm like, dude, in the show,
Yeah.
there's literally a hole in his chest. Just put it in the game.
No, you know what the biggest crime with the games right now is that they won't give Future Gohan one arm. And I know I've seen
Oh
so
my
many
God.
people on Twitter talk about how it's a childish complaint and how it shouldn't bother you. It fucking bothers me. It's so dumb. Just give him one arm. Like, it's so iconic and fucking cool. Like, I get it's a Japanese, like, symbol of disgrace, whatever. I don't fucking care. Come on. Like, it's so
Yeah,
cool.
I agree with that completely because it's like they go as far to make him fight with only one hand, but they won't just.
Yeah,
they
like what's the
just-
fucking point? Just take away the arm. It's less modeling. It's only less
I think
work.
that's where you're mistaken. Have you ever wondered why a lot of the adult models look the same in Dragon Ball? It's because they're all fucking copy paste.
Yeah, because they copy and paste. There's copy and paste Goku. It's just,
Hey, we need you to remove that arm. You want me to remove it? Yeah.
I don't know how.
The guys.
Delete
the
whole
guys-
body.
Look at him.
Fucking right click, delete. Where'd the body go? What the fuck?
Look at a better idea. What if we just don't put him in the fucking game? No, I was so happy to see Future Gohan in that game.
What game?
Xenoverse 2.
Oh, yeah, I was too until they gave me 2 arms, and I was like, oh,
Yep,
okay,
nope, me too. And they even made him like a semi-impactful story character at the very end.
Yeah.
Xenoverse story, what?
Yeah, we don't talk about Xenoverse story. Let's not even get into that. It's not even like.
Fucking just. Whoops.
Okay.
I wish. One thing I will say about Xenoverse really quick is that I wish they would go just balls to the wall, like with how crazy they get. Like I want them to go like Dragon Ball Heroes crazy. Like just put in like Super Saiyan 4 like Vegito or whatever. Like just go fucking insane with it. Like it's so lame that like just put it in the game. Like everybody would love it. You know, it's easy to get quick sales, and it would make the story a lot more like unique at least. Like at least it could have like that Dragon Ball Hero sense of yeah, it's ridiculous and it makes no sense, but you get Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Vegito out of it. Like come on.
Yo, did you just say that, bro?
I'm just saying, man.
Secret LR Super Saiyan 5 Goku and Vegeta.
God. Sorry, Zach, were you gonna say something?
Oh shit. Oh, all I was going to say is that I'm totally ready for future Gohan to be put into fighters and for him to have 2 arms.
I know it's gonna happen too. I know for an absolute fact Future Gohan's gonna be a DLC character and he's gonna have 2 arms. I'm gonna fucking cry.
Bro, but I got a better idea. What if, now hear me out, what if we got another Goku?
I don't mind the
Fuck you!
Gokus. I don't
Fuck
care what
you!
anybody
No,
says.
You don't
I
mind the
mind it.
Gokus? What's left?
Dude, there's so many characters they could still add to that game. They
Make
went
it
out of
what?
their way and added fucking Videl. You think Videl really needed to be in the game? No. And this shows that they're...
But that's not a
No,
Goku.
but the point is they've added characters that aren't even that important, like fucking Videl. But, you know...
Who's missing? Like, I feel like they got the essentials.
Roshi.
Because Videl...
Like, okay, I want Roshi. I agree.
Okay, we got that one down. All right, cool. You know who else we need in that game?
If you say Hercules.
All right. Do you know who else
He's
we
gonna
need in that
say
game?
Garlic
They've already shown that they're doing movie characters. Like, fuck, give us more movie characters. I would rather see a fucking, like, what? Put BoJack in there. Put Android 13 in there.
Oh God, please.
BoJack,
Please
no,
don't.
not the
Don't listen to
Xenoverse
this man.
experience.
Don't listen to this man.
No. You know what? If Bandai, I want you to find this and I want you to listen to this. Put BoJack in Fighters. Right this instant.
Do not listen to him. Do not. I Proto Peep do not condone what is being said right here.
Proto Pete be like, yo, can we get Android 17 again?
Please revamp his moveset. He's so shit.
Android 17 2?
God, Android 17 would be great.
Bro, that's
Wow.
Super 17.
Oh my god.
Android, shut the fuck up. Android 17, but with ripped
Can
clothes.
Can we get Super 17? That's it. Bandai.
Please shut up.
Bandai.
Please shut the fuck up.
Just a second. I would never condone the addition of Super 17 into my Dragon Ball Fighters. Or
I would cry.
you know, I'd probably cry too. It'd probably be tears of joy, but you know.
Well, at least then you can make a full Goku Black Arc team. Goku Black, Zamasu, and Super 17 will be perfect.
Fucking hate
Oh my god.
it. Dude, I still fucking hate it to this date. It's so shitty. It's like they really ran out of characters to put in there for us to fight. But you know what? Super 17's in the
Right.
cast. He's a recent DLC character.
Every Xenoverse 2 bonus mission, here comes Super 17. Like, wow, what a twist!
Bro, I just beat Zamasu. Oh, I wonder. Oh, who's the secret boss here? Maybe it's, you know, Merge Zamasu. Oh, no, wait. It's just Super 17.
Just like the anime.
Just like the fuck.
Oof. Oh,
Dude, that'd been iconic.
what?
Putting Super 17 in the anime.
Oh my god. I wish.
I mean, it still would have been better than the actual, like, Super 17 arc we got in fucking GT. That arc is shit.
Yeah, you do be kind of right.
What if they're... No,
Though most
it's
of
like,
them were.
well, hear me out. What if there's 2 Android 17s? Nope, I'm done. There's the one that's dead and the one that's alive.
God, even that doesn't make sense because they rebuild 17 in Hell, but 17 is a human.
That's stupid.
That's what he is.
Nope.
He's half human.
That's stupid.
So how did they?
That's the point, is it's stupid. And how the fuck... And the,
Yeah,
but
it's
then what's up
fucking
with this
dumb.
design when he, like, fuses together? It's fucking absolutely stupid.
It takes away like everything that's cool
Yeah.
at 17.
What if we
It's
give
so
him
dumb.
overalls and stupid long hair? Because his hair gets added on to his hair. Got it?
And then he gets a jaw.
Bro, that man doesn't just get a jaw. He becomes the fucking Crimson Chin, dude. That man is nothing but
the
jaw.
Crimson Chin.
And then they take...
They probably just saw that like in a nightmare or some shit.
They just had somebody draw 17 with their eyes closed, and that's what came out.
You know, I think it's close enough, right?
That's about all the main Dragon Ball topics I had
Holy
to
shit,
cover.
did we...
Been going for an hour 20 minutes now. About
Yeah.
we can wrap it up if you guys want.
Guys ready to wrap up?
I think I'm good
I
to
am.
wrap.
All right, guys.
Yep.
So, thank you for listening to episode 1 of the 3 a.m. on a school night podcast. Obvious.
You know we're trying to get viewers, right? So maybe don't do that voice of scaring everybody
Yikes.
off before the outro.
Yeah, you're right. But
Do Broly voice or Boo.
Yeah, do a Broly voice. Do a Hercule voice, Todd.
Yes.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. We really do enjoy the patronage. Now, if you wouldn't mind, Zach and Roy, go ahead and plug your social media outlets.
Just check out my YouTube. It's Protopeep, no space.
For me, it's just dead joysticks.
Well,
That's
way
all.
to plug your Twitter. Don't worry. I'll just add their Twitter.
I don't care about my Twitter. You can check out my Twitter if you want. Same thing. At Protopeep.
All right.
Incredible outro.
Incredible
Wow.
fucking outro. Thanks again, guys.